It's the Loxa News Show.
Hi, I'm Eris Garcia.
And I'm Pilot Lee, and this is the Loxa News Show. Now, before we start today's episode, I wanted to quickly remind you guys that you should be wearing your masks and staying safe. Now on to the main news with Eris.
Rudy Giuliani, President Trump's personal attorney, leaves the hospital after being treated for coronavirus. Giuliani, who is 76 years old and is assisting Trump in trying to overturn the official election results, was admitted to Georgetown University Hospital on Sunday. Giuliani said in a radio meeting on Wednesday morning that he was feeling great and declared that he would leave the office sometime thereafter. A mysterious and fatal illness has entered India and killed hundreds. Symptoms of this unidentified sickness include convulsions, nausea, anxiety, and loss of consciousness. A 17-year-old openly gay male student was suspended for 3 days after coming to school with his nails painted. The teen said that he met with the principal and vice principal, and he was told that if he did not remove his nail polish, he would remain suspended. And he replied with, "I'm not going to take off my nails, and I'm going to stay here because this is completely wrong." As of Saturday afternoon, more than 35,000 people have signed his petition to show their support. Finally, the new Spider-Man 3 cast has been announced, and Emma Stone, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, Andrew Garfield, and Jamie Foxx are all set to return to the franchise. Now to Pilot for Drama Corner.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Drama Corner on the Loxa News Show. My name is Pilot Lee. I hope you're having an awesome day and enjoying your first day of winter break. I forgot to do this in front of the green screen. I apologize. But I just wanted to introduce the next segment, which is Eris interviewing Loxa's principal, John Lawler. Please enjoy, please stay safe, and everyone have fun. Alright, enjoy this segment.
So, obviously everyone here knows who you are. There's no need for any introduction. So I'm just going to start off by asking, how have you been? How have you been, as we're online and just, trying to stay happy and stuff?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. I always remind myself that when it's difficult, that it could be an awful lot worse, and that there are people all around us who are really, really struggling. And so I'm counting all my blessings, basically. It's challenging because I have a young child and then an older one, but the young one in particular needs more help. And my wife works. So, we're trying to juggle schedules, and basically, where I was working 10 hours a day, now I'm working like 5 hours a day. Trying to keep up with everything. Yeah. It's a little challenging, but overall it's been good. People have been really supportive on the faculty, the students, teachers, parents. So that helps a lot. It helps to just know there are people there who are understanding. And LACO has been really good.
Definitely. That's great. Obviously, it's important that we all try to, stay optimistic throughout these times. So, just another general question. How are your feelings about this first semester and it being online? And, how do you feel Loxa did as a whole, considering this was our first full semester online?
Yeah. I mean, overall, I would say it's okay. It's going fairly well. There are a large number of students, a significant number of students who are struggling with the various setups. It's tricky because we will have a bunch of students and parents who are frustrated with schedule and don't want to have as much screen time.
Definitely.
And then there's a significant number who are like, we need more time with our teacher, which would mean more screen time. So we're trying to really find out, okay, well, what are these numbers? How much do we need to tweak or change? And, how do we balance like a certain level of rigor and expectations on students while being compassionate about their situation and knowing that everybody's in a different situation, and try to accommodate that as much as possible. So that's been what we've all been working on at our level, teachers and administrators, for weeks now. So trying to gather the information through surveys and then sort of boil that down to something that points us in a direction. So
Gotcha.
It's going to be sort of presented to students tomorrow. So that's going to be get their input and more parent and student input tonight at Coffee with the Principal.
Okay, gotcha. So, that considered, and obviously, like you said, there's just a different perspective from a lot of different students. So, and I know you said that that'll be introduced to the students and parents tomorrow. But for next semester, do you foresee any change in the schedule because of that? Do you foresee that changing at all?
Yeah, it's definitely going to change. It's just a matter of sort of what people feel will be the best change overall. And like I said, we're never going to be perfect for 100% of
Right,
everybody, but
of
I think we
course.
can make improvements for everybody. So you'll definitely see changes.
And, and I know that not only for Loxa, but just with the numbers going up and all that stuff, pretty much all the schools in LA and a lot in California are going to remain online. And I know, we don't know anything for sure, but as
Right.
for next year, and I'm meaning the next school year, the school year of 2021 to 2022, do you see a possibility of us being in person at all from a personal perspective?
I see a possibility of some kind of maybe a hybrid version of a return. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think it's a great possibility.
Mm.
I think it would happen. Whereas I knew that the rest of this year was not going to happen.
Right.
We just weren't going to. So, with the vaccines coming out and seeing how long it will take for everybody to get inoculated and feel comfortable and safe coming back,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be one thing. My real goal is to be able, at the very minimum, to have some kind of a graduation ceremony or celebration. It may not look like what we normally do, but I really want to make that happen for seniors.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, that's really important. It's really unfortunate that a lot of the seniors and stuff aren't able to get that regular experience. So kind of, I guess, straying away from our regular academics. And I know each department, is different and is handling the situation differently. Overall, as the principal, how would you say that, being the principal of an art school, it's very different than any regular school. So how would you say that the art programs are doing in the sense of in this pandemic and with everything going on?
I think the arts programs are pretty amazing.
Mm.
I'm so impressed. When I say that, I mean the teachers and the students. What they're pulling off is, I think, would be remarkable in any year, but especially in the kind of boundaries and limitations that we're facing right now. The fact, first of all, that everybody still wants to do their art, they still
Yeah.
want to create, is great. And people are not getting so sort of worn down by the situation that they're giving up that desire. So I'm so impressed. I see things all the time, performances. There's a bunch coming up here in the coming couple of weeks. But I'm just like blown away. I'm like, you guys, and I see stuff from some of the top art schools around the country.
Yeah.
And I don't think they compare. I think it's at a different level. I mean, I always do.
Right, of
And
course.
and I'm not just biased. I thought that before I got here. But I think in the spring we didn't know really what to do or what a performance online looked like, and
Yeah.
people sort of pulled together and pulled them off. Some were fantastic, and some were kind of, you could see the limitations in them. Now it feels like people have had some time to think about it, and the work coming out is really kind of taking advantage of the platform and making its own sort of genre out of it, and that's very powerful. It's really fun to watch the work coming out.
So is there anything maybe that you want to say to these parents and students that are, just struggling a little bit in this time?
I think the key thing is to reach out for help.
Right.
To not let things sort of overwhelm and then let small problems become larger problems, because those are a little bit harder to unpack and recover from. Everybody at Loxa that I know has been really supportive of students, and making concessions and changing things and adaptations and so on to help students stay on track, because they understand how difficult it is. So I always think the first thing is to work it out with the teacher. Try and have that conversation with the teacher and just be honest and say, man, I'm overwhelmed right now. Can I either have more time, or can we adapt this, and just, as long as you're honest with them, I think that most people have been willing to work with students on that. And then if there's something more than that, then please do sort of escalate it, and you can talk to one of the assistant principals, and they're amazingly supportive,
Definitely.
very hands-on. It's a huge help for me. It's harder for me to do a lot of that stuff because of the time issues right now.
Yeah.
So, doing 10 hours of work in 5 hours, it's hard to, I love having those meetings with people, but it's really challenging. So Natalie Spivak and Tina Vartanian have been doing amazing work.
Are you familiar with some of the Instagram accounts and things that came about and gained a lot of attraction that were student-led?
I mean, I heard there was a lot of activity
Mm-hmm.
going on, and people airing their issues, and sometimes sort of getting in battles with other students
Mm-hmm.
in kind of a public way. And, that's concerning for us, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to be able to ensure that everybody has a voice at the school,
Right.
and that we're taking them seriously. And so a lot of these initiatives are about not only solving the problem, but including all the people who are affected,
Mm-hmm.
right? So students have a part in the social justice committees that we're doing, and are in fact sort of the major drivers of it. We've had faculty members in the arts create these initiatives very often to bring anti-racist learning to our staff, bring implicit bias training for everybody. We have the second one of 2 tomorrow. There's a lot we're doing to, first of all, just be more aware of it, right? And aware of the smaller things that happen that we're not always, thinking about. The microaggressions that, 20 years ago we wouldn't have, been concerned with, and now it's like people raise the concern and we have to take it seriously. And so we're on the learning side very much.
Definitely.
One of the big things for me and everybody here is that we want our student body to reflect the population of LA County. So demographically, income, family income, all of those different pieces, so that we really are diverse in many ways, right? There's a lot of diversity here, but it would be great to sort of see our reach be all over the entire county, and have all those kids who maybe had a hard time getting into or wouldn't even think to get into LACSA, providing access for them while keeping our standards as high as they've always been.
If there's any last thing that you want to say before we wrap this up, the floor is yours. If not, this has been great, and I'm really glad that we've been able to talk, and I really think it's very important that we were able to get your perspective for all the students to hear.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is fantastic, and this I really appreciate what you guys are doing to try and create this sort of public forum, to do what we were just talking about, to kind of hear from individuals what's going on with them and how they're doing, and how they're making efforts to improve or can. And creates a lot of understanding and empathy and compassion. So thank you for doing that, and excited to see how much you do moving on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really excited for this episode, which, just for your information, will probably be not this upcoming Monday, but the following. So you can look for it then, and it should be really exciting. And yeah, I really appreciate it again. And yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yo, guys! Welcome back to the LACSA News Show segment. LACSA News. So this week, I'm not going to say much, guys. It's the last week before winter break. And the time this airs, we'll be on winter break. I hope everyone did well on their finals and is having a nice time with their family and friends. And is, yeah. Peace.